Hey, I'm back. Actually, it's been quite a while since I started riding, or since I last ride. I'm gonna go a slightly different way to get on the bike trail. That's what I'm gonna be doing. It's really nice out. It's 5:47. Normally I'd go on down there, but of course some asshole decided to throw, you know, freaking glass and shit all over the trail. So I'm gonna go a slightly different way. I also rode down to Burger King down there. Not on this bike, on my normal pedal bike. And whew, it was fine going down there. Coming back though, it was not fun. You got freaking steep ass hills. Steep freaking hills. And of course I ate too, so my stomach was full. That spicy chicken sandwich. Plain. And fries and a drink. I got high C fruit punch because I didn't feel like drinking soda, because I know that's not good if you're trying to work out. Well, I mean, technically I wasn't really working out. I was just kind of riding too, actually. Get some exercise. But I know it's not good because you got all that carbonation in your stomach and it makes you feel all crappy, and you get stomach cramps and other stuff. You're shaking around so much. I hit my pedal on a cinder block like barrier or whatever, and it bent the freaking the shaft, the crank arm, and I gotta straighten that out still. I was able to get it somewhat straight, but it's still, I can still feel it. So I'm hoping I can straighten that, because I don't want to be spending 30 bucks on new crank arms. Oh, they're building a new house here. Huh. All right. I gotta fix that, the freaking battery cover. I think that's one of the things I'm gonna fix when I store it for the winter in my basement. I kind of have an itch on my ear. Ugh. Woo! I got long hair. I mean, it's not like, you know, long, you know, it's not like girls' hair, but I definitely need to get a freaking haircut though. It's definitely probably a couple inches at least. It's probably like 2 inches to 3 inches long, so definitely on the longer side, especially in the summer. I don't like it long. It's too freaking hot. There's gonna be a lot of people on the trail today. I would imagine so. I mean, it's a Saturday at you know, 6 o'clock, and it's really nice out. It's not too hot, it's not cold. I think it's like in the low 70s, so it's pretty nice. I was thinking about riding my normal bicycle to work, but then, you know, again, it's the freaking hills. They kill me. Going down is fine, it's just the hills really kill me. So if I get like I was thinking about getting like an electric Dutch bicycle for like $3,500, but that's gonna be eventually though. I gotta get a house and shit first, and then I can worry about that kind of stuff, because I do have this. I want to get it because I know they're built like tanks, and I want to get a normal style e-bike because I want to do some exercise. I do want to do exercise. I want to do biking and stuff, just riding around, you know, town and shit. But I know this bike, like, you ain't pedaling this thing. You ain't. Unless if you're going downhill and that's it, you ain't pedaling it. Got a lot of water down there. I got the freaking habit of pedaling. I don't need to pedal. I only do it around people. I got about 3 hours of recording on it. I got my 2 batteries. I hope they're charged. I'm pretty sure they are. Because I know I did have that one time where one of the batteries was dead, or almost dead, and I had to put the other one in, so I'm hoping they're both fully charged. So it's gonna suck if they're not. Because I'm definitely not gonna be riding around for 3 hours. I don't plan on riding around for 3 hours anyways, because it is 6 o'clock. 3 hours, that's gonna put me till 9 o'clock, and it's gonna be dark. So, yeah, probably gonna stop maybe around 7-ish. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's freaking water. Yeah, the water never freaking dries in here because it doesn't get the sun. And it's always cool in there, so it's not even like it heats up. Oh, that's funny when people just stare. They just stare at me. Oh, I've never seen that before. I don't know, man. I've been on this trail, I don't even know how many times. Like, a lot of people have seen me. A lot of people have seen me on this trip. I think they're doing placing dirt down. If they're doing a new parking lot over there or expanding it. I don't know how busy it actually gets over here, so I can't tell you if they actually need it or not. Ugh. Freaking hair's causing my ear to itch. Stiffened up the suspension because it kept bottoming out, and it just did right there. Can't do it anymore. to get new suspension, but I don't want to do it until I, you know, get some good hours on these. I don't want to just replace them immediately. I don't think I replaced anything immediately other than like the pedals, which I needed to. Other than that, I don't think I actually just replaced anything that I didn't like on it. I don't think I did. I put the lights on. Oh, actually, no, I did. I replaced the turn signals and the brake lights and all that. I did do that for these, which are, I think, going to be a big upgrade, especially in the rear. The one thing that I didn't like, I'm sure I said this before, one of the things that I really didn't like about the brake light is that it was so small and it wasn't like super bright. So like when you normally have it on and you hit the brake, it's hard to tell the difference between it being actually illuminated fully, like you're braking, or just like a daytime running, you know, light or whatever. It was hard to tell. So then I got those brake lights, and I wanted them to only come on if I was actually braking, but for some reason they're not doing that. So I don't know. I wired it correctly to where they should only come on when you're braking, but I don't know. There's probably some other crap going on in the controller and all that, so fucking bugs. Oh well, we'll just leave it. It's fine. I might end up putting different brake lights on it or more. I don't know, but that's gonna be a winter thing. I'm gonna start doing upgrades, fixing some stuff, making it look better. That was another thing I noticed. I'll stop over here. I don't know if it happened when I went down, but I noticed these were loose. So this tire, this back wheel, just kept moving back and forth between this slot, and it was never tight. I noticed it when I was able to just move it just by, you know, crushing the chain a little bit. It just kept moving it, and I didn't know what it was at first because I thought it was just normal. What I felt was like the back was kicking out, like it wasn't going straight. I felt like when I was like turning, it felt like the tire was trying to go that way, and it felt weird. And then I noticed that, and now it pretty much went away, that feeling, except I did feel it right up there, but I wonder if that's because I was turning real quick. But I gotta like align that and stuff, because I did the best I could, and I also really noticed it when I was braking. When I was braking hard and everything, I could feel it kind of like turn to the right or turn to the left, like it was like drifting almost, and I didn't know what the hell it was. And then I noticed that it was loose. I was like, oh, well, that explains it. So great. Hit the freaking e-brake when they're moving. All right. During winter, when I'm doing all the other stuff, I'm gonna like check the alignment and all that. So I did also get estimates for the front tire to get that like seated and all that, like at a bike shop, and they said 25 bucks to like install the tube and the tire and all that and get it running true. So I'm definitely gonna do that, because I tried doing it and it was a freaking nightmare. So for 25 bucks, you know what? I'll have them freaking do it. Because it was a nightmare. I could do a normal bicycle tube. Easy. Easy peasy. I just did like 4 of them. Like, that's super easy because the tires are like an inch and a half wide. That's it. And they're also super, you know, thin rubber. And it's, you know, it's flexible. This stuff, it ain't freaking flexible. It does not want to be maneuvered. It's just solid. So if they could freaking do it, I'll just have them do it. See, this is kind of like what the hills are in Cohoes. Maybe not quite this steep, but it's like this. Like, it's pretty damn bad. To where I had to literally get off the bike multiple times and just walk it up because I couldn't pedal it. Even in the lowest gear, when I was only cruising at like 5 miles an hour, I just couldn't do it. It was just so bad. It was so steep. I got like plans that I want to do when I retire and move. So I plan on retiring when I'm like 56, 57, whatever. You know, that's in the future. I always got to decide that when I'm going to do that. But then I want to move to a different country like the Netherlands or, you know, Sweden or, you know, something like that. That's a very bicycle friendly country. Probably the Netherlands, since that's like the most bicycle friendly place on earth. But I want to do something like that because they're all happy over there. Well, they're much happier than in the US and other countries. It's crazy. I watch a YouTube channel, Not Just Bikes, and he goes into you know, a lot of that on like the poor infrastructure and the biking and all that. It's really interesting. I want to move over there, but I looked into moving over there, and it is not easy to move over there. They're trying to like keep people out, almost. Basically, like if you want to go over there as a foreigner, you either have to have family member over there, or like, you know, yeah, family member and stuff, or if you were already born there, obviously. And if you were a foreigner without any of that, basically where I'm at, oh, God, that stinks. You would have to work over there for a minimum of 5 years and then apply for a citizenship. So like, I just can't go over there and just say, hey, I want to buy some property, I'm gonna come over here and live over here. Even when I retire, I'd have to go over there and work for a minimum of 5 years and then apply for citizenship, and then hopefully I'd get it. So kind of freaking sucks. So that's why I'm thinking if I retire early, well, not early, but you know, I retire when I get all my full benefits and all that crap at like 56, 57 or whatever. Then I work over there for another 5 years and then apply for citizenship. And then hopefully I actually retire at, you know, 62, 63 or whatever. And then I actually retire there. And then once I hit, I think 72, then I could apply for Social Security from the U.S. because I get Social Security from the U.S. And if the country is part of the like NATO or part of the like allies and, you know, stuff for the U.S., you can move to another country and still get Social Security. So I think it would be pretty cool. I don't want to move over there now today. I would if I didn't have a good job already, but I already have a pretty damn decent good job. where I'm making good money, well above minimum wage, like double, if not a little more than double. So like I already have a good job and a good retirement and all that, so it's like I do not want to give that up. So that's why I plan on retiring whenever I can, and then moving over there for working for 5 years and applying for citizenship. And then I'll have a dual citizenship between the US and the Netherlands, or maybe another, you know, another country. Again, everything's gonna change by the time I retire. Hell, well, there might not even be a US, but you know, I doubt it. But anything could change in the next 30, 40 years. So I gotta see what actually freaking happens. Like I would bike to work, like actual bike to work, in a reasonably safe way, where there are some sections where it's a little nowhere it gets over 30 miles an hour for a speed limit. But it's just the biggest issue is the freaking hills. They kill me, and I'm sure they kill everyone. But in the Netherlands, it's mostly flat. It's not very hilly, and that's why it works so well when biking, because it's a flat, you know, flat road. You just bike. It's just like in here, it's pretty flat. That's why I want to get one of the Dutch e-bikes, just to actual bike around and get some exercise, but also have that electric assist and power if I have to go up a freaking hill. Because some of the hills, like, it's very, depending on which way you go, it can be very steep and not, you know, not very long, or it could be, you know, more gradual, but it, you know, it takes a while for you to get to the top, basically. So where I would want to go for the bike path, where the bike path goes, it's very steep and not very long, and that you gotta walk it up. And yeah, it was not fun. And that would be the way I would go, is that I would be biking up that hill after work, when it's like 4:30, 5 o'clock, where it's at the hottest part of the day. So it's like, that's literally the worst time to bike up hills, when it's already super hot, the warmest of the day, and I've just got off of work, so I really don't want to like do anything but just get home. I just want to get home and just relax. So it's just like, it sucks. But that's why if I get an e-bike that I can actually pedal and get exercise from, then it'll be pretty good. I hope my I'm gonna pull over. I want to make sure my GoPro is actually pointing down, because that would suck if it's pointing up and shit. Is it good? Oh, it looks pretty good. Looks like it's pointing down. Alright. Because before I like bumped and, you know, shit, so I just want to make sure it's actually pointing down and all that. Hold on. Sucks with me talking so much. I need another freaking drink. Need to get some water. I got some water down there, but fucking bugs, Jesus. I don't know what I would do over in the Netherlands for work-wise. Because here I'm a machinist, so over there, I mean, I'm sure they got machinists over there, but well, I might do something a little different, you know? Might work at like a bike shop. That'd be kind of cool. You know, something different. Or maybe I can machine bikes and make bikes, manufacture them. That'd be kind of cool. Start manufacturing Dutch bicycles. Maybe I'll even do my own custom stuff. With my background in machining, I can make my own custom kind of stuff. But we'll see. I wonder if that would count as a job over there. Like, not like actually work at, like, I don't know, Walmart or something, if they even have Walmart. I don't even know if they have Walmart over there. That's the other thing they got. They got much better food over there. Like, if you actually go over there, it is so much better over there. It's way more healthier. It's more available. You have way more options. It's just overall so much better over there. Obviously, there are some downsides, but it's not much. But I don't know if that would technically count as a job if you do your own homemade kind of fabrication. Like, if I were to stay home and do my own custom parts and stuff for bikes, I don't know if that would technically count as a job. Or if it needs to be, you know, actually working at a company. I don't know how that would work. That'd be interesting. If I could do that and I could stay home and do custom fabrication for bikes and stuff. Oh boy. And custom mods and all that. That'd be pretty dope. Oh. And hopefully my girlfriend wants to go. Or I guess it would be my future wife. When I get down to the end, I'm gonna take a drink. Maybe do it before, I don't know. I got up at like 10:30 this morning because I went to bed at like 2:30 in the morning. Oh boy. I was playing games, playing some video games, Battlefield, for a little bit. I upgraded our computer. I had an old Dell. It had a 3240 and an i3 dual core quad threads, and then I upgraded to an i5 3470, and I put an RX 580 in there. And I also upgraded the memory, so I put a 16 gigabytes of memory at 1600 megahertz, and I did a new case too with a power supply combo. Oh god, yeah, might need water more than talking too freaking much. And I was playing and it was going all right, but like the issue was the CPU was at 100% utilization the whole freaking time I was playing Battlefield online, of course, and it bogged me right down. It bogged me right down to freaking, oh god, what is it called? Like 40 FPS. And the graphics card was barely freaking doing anything. Barely doing anything. It was the CPU that was so bottlenecked. So I'll have to go back to my gaming laptop since that did much better. Had an i7 6700 HQ. The only downside is that it's a mobile processor, so it's at like 2.6 gigahertz instead of like 3.5 or 3.6 gigahertz like the i5 is and the regular desktop, because they want to lower the frequency to help boost battery life. But for me, the way I am, I don't give two shits about the battery life. It never goes anywhere. It always sits home. Eventually I want to get I'm gonna pull over and get some water. The freaking throat's dry. Eventually I want to build my own gaming desktop for around 600 bucks. And I already got it spec'd out and everything, but I just need the money. I'll be right back. Ugh, freaking bugs. Alright. So the computer that I want to build will have a Ryzen 5 5500 or 5600 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but 6 core, 12 threads. It'll have 16 gigabytes of memory at 4,000 megahertz. I don't know. I gotta go back and look at it. But it's gonna have a GTX 1080 in it. Now, yes, that's an old car. It came out in 2016, 17, something like that. I think 2016 or 17. But what's crazy is that I am able to get it refurbished from Newegg for 170 bucks. Now the RX 580 that I put in the computer that I just built was refurbished and it worked perfectly fine. Looked very good. Nothing was broken, nothing. It was great. So if I can get a refurbished GTX 1080 in there, that's gonna smoke any graphics card in that price range. The next closest would be like a 3060 that's like 280 bucks. So like, it's honestly, even though it's like an older card, like it's pretty damn good. It is still do just fine in today's games and stuff. Like, it's way faster than the 1660 Super that I put in the first PC I built for my family or whatever. And then it's definitely better than the RX 580. So and it's of course faster than the 1060. So for 180 bucks, like, you're not gonna beat that. For price to performance, that is a steal. Honestly, I was thinking about just buying it just so I have it, just in case if they do raise the prices, because like, that is a steal. Even like, again, like a 2060, I think it was like 240 bucks refurbished, and even that doesn't come close to the 1080. Even that's like 20-25% slower, and it's more expensive refurbished. So it's like, when it comes to performance, that thing's a killer. I wish I'd known about that before I bought the RX 580, because I would have bought that instead. For another 100 bucks, it would be so much better. Even though the bottleneck is the CPU in that computer, at least then I would have the graphics card. Or I might swap that and put that graphics card in the computer that will actually take it and handle it, and put the 1660 Super in that computer. But oh well. Shit happens. Maybe next time. Although by the time I do build my computer that I want, I'm sure the like the 2080 will be the same price, 180 bucks, 200 bucks. So we'll see. 623. Oh boy. Stopping's for losers. Whee! Only stop if a car is actually coming. Other than that, I'm just going. Ooh, a trail. Too bad I can't do it in this freaking thing. It's too damn heavy. That'd be absolutely gnarly. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, here's a story for you. So, moved our sister out into her own apartment over in, oh, that's good. This is kind of clearing up now. That's nice. If it was over here. Actually, it might have been down further. That, like, never seemed to freaking dry. She's going to Cornell University. She's got an apartment down there, you know, whatever, smaller apartment, moved in. I helped her move in, assemble shit, you know, all that kind of stuff. With my parents or whatever. So we took 3 cars down, because, you know, we had quite a bit of stuff. I got a lot of stuff on clearance and stuff at Walmart and whatnot. So we were down there, whatever. She was, you know, yeah, cranky, I guess, or bitchy. Really wanted to move the fuck out, and thank God she did. But so we were down there. I found a house that was $45,000 that needed work, it needed electrical, did all that, you know, whatever. And it was about 15 minutes from the university. So it would have been great if we got it. It would have been perfect. But, online on Zillow, it said it had water, public water and public sewage and electric hookup. Turns out, nope. It didn't have public, it had a leach field, a well, and no electric hookup. And that's not even the worst part. That's not even the worst. It gets worse. So, what happened before is that the property got subdivided twice. The first time it was done correctly. The second time, not so much. It was only done through the, I don't know if it was like the county and not the town, or, you know, vice versa. So basically, the higher up, it didn't get filed correctly, and it's on a nature preserve. So you can't do a building permit or any of that. And you obviously, you can apply for a building permit and it'll get denied, and then you could probably get it appealed or whatever, and then you have to go and basically make your case or whatever to get the building permit. And hopefully you would get it. So it's not a guarantee. So if we even got it, did all that stuff, it's not even a guarantee that we'd be able to get any building permit. and they wanted cash, of course. But the thing is that he already got 2 offers at about 45-ish thousand, or the low 40s or whatever. And his whole thing was, if I can get 40, 45 grand, you know, I should be able to get 55 grand for this house and this property. And that's what the realtor said. And the realtor sounded like they were just sick and tired of this person. Probably some stubborn old guy that, I know what my house is worth, you know, kind of attitude. He originally had it listed for 100,000, and the realtor was like, no freaking way. So yeah, he dropped it. And it was, the house was listed, it was for 42 days at the time. It was already on Zillow for 42 days, so it definitely was not selling. And yeah, good freaking luck, dude. You just, some people, man, just like trying to crank out an extra 5 grand. Like, come on, how much are you paying in freaking taxes and all that crap of it just sitting there? You know what I mean? Like, cool, dude. It's gonna freaking sit on that property for the next freaking, you know, year, unless if you freaking take the offers. So, but it sucks. Honestly, if it didn't hit, the biggest thing is the subdividing problem. That's honestly one of the biggest things. That, and also the leach field. Because the leach field, if it needs a new leach field, there goes 10 grand right there. 10 grand off the rip. So like, that is mad expensive. If it actually had public sewer and water hookup and all that, I don't even care so much about the electrical, because it needed to get new electrical anyways. And also, that's not going to be realistically expensive. $1,000 at most to get it all hooked up or whatever. If it had the public sewer and public water, and if it didn't have all the zoning problems to get just a freaking building permit, we honestly probably would have got it. Even if it was about 50 grand, 45, 50 grand, we honestly probably would have got it. We would have got a loan and paid cash for it. But with all the freaking problems it has, it's just, it's not a guarantee that you're going to be able to even do anything with the property. Because even if you want to tear it down, you need a building permit. You basically need a building permit for anything. So like, if you can't get a building permit and you get denied twice, you know, or whatever, then you are screwed. You're stuck with that house. You can't put your flooring down. Well, I don't know if you do need a building permit for flooring. I know you do need building permit if you want to do like major renovations, like if you want to do like the electrical and the plumbing and all that kind of stuff, you need a builder's permit. And there's also other permits for, like, I don't know if there's one for drywall and insulation, but regardless, we need a building permit to do literally anything with the house. So, and to tear it down, you can't even just tear it down, you need a building permit. So like, if they deny it or whatever, you are screwed. You can't do anything with that property and you're shit out of luck. The only thing you can do is just hold on to it and hope for the best. Or you can sell it. That's it. That's all you can do. And I bet that sucker wanted 100 grand because he saw all the housing. Oh, and by the way, whoever owned that house before whoever owns it now bought it for $14,000. $14,000, and he's trying to get 50, 55. He's being that stubborn to where he would, if he sold it for $45,000, he would already make a freaking 30 grand profit out of it. He would have already made $30,000 in profit off of it. But no, he wants to get that extra 5 grand or 10 grand out of it. It's just like, come on, dude. Like, really? Like, have fun, man. Have fun trying to freaking sell it. You know, it's just some people are just so freaking stubborn. And I bet he freaking saw all the housing prices going out of crazy, and that's when he decided to sell and wanted a ridiculous amount of money for it. And then when the realtor decided, was like, yeah, no, that ain't gonna work. The way housing prices work on Zillow and what they estimating it as, they estimate it as on the square footage, amount of rooms, whether it has a garage or not, obviously the general prices in the area, like what they're selling for, and that's how they base it on. But they don't take into account for if it needs work or not. So if Zillow estimates the house at $110,000 and he's trying to get $100 grand out of it, and it needs all this work, has all this zoning issues and all those other problems, dropping 10 grand off ain't gonna freaking sell quickly. Like the realtor was like annoyed, like, yep, there we go, here's all the problems with it. Like, you can tell they were just annoyed with all the phone calls, like, because I bet they got a bunch of phone calls and it's just the same old crap, like, here we go again. And yep, of course, with all the issues, like, no one wants to freaking buy it for, again, 50, 55 grand. When other houses in the area were selling for 50, or not 50, like $150,000 that didn't have all the zoning issues, had more bedrooms and baths, had a bigger property, and just overall better house. So honestly, if I had 50 grand for a house, and I had to choose between that house, buying it for cash, or putting that 50 grand down as a down payment for $150,000 or maybe even a $200,000 house in the neighborhood, I would easily pick one of the other houses. Easily. Because with that, like, yeah, of course you don't own it cash or whatever. You still got to do your monthly payments of however much that would be, $1,000 a month or whatever. But at least you keep it. You know, you don't have all the zoning issues and all the other crap. You know, and there's, again, with the house, there is no guarantee. No guarantee that you are going to even be able to do anything with the house. So, like, you might literally get the property, do all that stuff, and can't even do anything. You'd be completely screwed. Completely screwed. So it's like, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Especially if he's asking 55 grand for it. Or that's what he expects to get out of it. And like, the other thing is, like, okay, let's say he does get an offer for $55,000. So the offer he wanted, he gets 55 grand for it. Is that where it stops? You know what I mean? Like, is that where it stops? Or is he going to be like, oh, I got an offer for 55 grand. I should be able to get an offer for 65 grand. Is he going to be like that? Is he just going to keep going up and up and up? Because, like, you know what I mean? That's why, like, stubborn people are just, you know, they really suck. It's just like, they really ruin it for everyone. It's like, obviously I don't expect them to sell it for $5, but it's like, dude, you're already getting offers for, like, what you're basically asking for 45 grand. And it's already been on the market for, like, again, over a month now. And it's gonna be around the $40,000. Like, you are not gonna get an offer for over 50 grand unless if you get that really oddball weird case where either one, someone like really freaking wants that house, or two, someone doesn't know all the issues, just like, yeah, I'm buying it cash, I don't care about the problems or whatever, and they buy it and then they realize how fucked they are. Other than that, you're not going to sell it for that much money, man. Just freaking stubborn people, you know? It's like you're already making, even at 45, if you sell it for $45,000, you're already making a $30,000 profit from when you bought it. You know? So it's like, and he bought it back in like 2014, 2015 or whatever. It hasn't even been 10 years and you're already making a $30,000 profit off of it with all the problems for it. You're really trying to fucking squeeze out that extra 5 grand? 10 grand at most? Like, come on, man. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. That's why I freaking, I don't know. There's just some people, man, with housing. You got freaking stubborn as fuck. You know, I read somewhere that, you know, I go on Reddit a lot about the housing market and all that shit, and it's like, well, everyone's screwed for getting a house that they want, you know? Like, people are stuck where they are, you know? Old people don't want to move out in their retirement, or, you know, even Gen Xers can't move into a bigger house because the interest rates are so high. So they are just as fucked as everyone. And I'm just like, no, they're not. As a first-time homeowner, you are extra fucked because, like, you have no equity. You have nothing. You have nothing. You are getting into a flawed and fucked up market. At least when you actually own a house, you own the house. You actually at least have a fucking house to live in. Like, yeah, it might not be your dream home that you want, or you want to upsize because you had more kids, but at least you have a fucking house. At least you have a house. With a first-time homeowner like me, something in my eye. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta get some water and shit. But at least you have a house. For someone like me, I have nothing. I'm fucked. I have no equity. I have to pull fucking 100 grand out of my ass somehow to get even close to a down payment for what I want. So, you know, like, oh, just save up 20% for a house and, you know, you'll be able to get a house. Yeah, maybe back in fucking 1980s, sure, yeah, no problem. Now, God, now you need like $150,000 for a freaking house. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, this is honestly not gonna go over and fix itself for a long time. And I'll talk about that later once I get some water. All right, I'm gonna start heading back. I'm not gonna continue on. It's already 6:47. Or 43, sorry. It's almost 7 o'clock. So,
Hey man, you got a second to chat about that thing?
yeah, sure.
Well, I'm thinking about investing in you know, so like a value e-bike, or not value, but like, you know, a good e-bike.
Yeah, it's an expensive e-bike.
Yeah. Are you comfortable talking about that part of it and like why you like it?
Well, I like it because I can get a lot of range out of it, like 100 miles.
100 miles, nice.
And they also have a lot of mods for it. So like, well, I did the lighting on all that, but they have like specific mods for like pedals and all that.
Nice.
And they have all the parts. So like, what I was worried about before, like I was looking at one of the $1,500 e-bikes from like Best Buy and all that, but like I was worried about getting like parts and stuff.
Right.
So like if something breaks, like the handlebar or something, like can I get a replacement? How hard is that? So this is ONYX. So like they have all their parts on their website.
Okay.
So like if like before I broke my brake handle and I was able to get a new one.
Oh, nice.
It was like I think 20 bucks or something. So like obviously like the frame you can't get, but like,
yeah, it's a frame, yeah.
Yeah, like you can get new wheels, new motor, new battery, the display, like basically everything on it. You can get new stuff if it breaks.
Can I ask you what it set you back for, like at the entry of it?
Well, I got it for about 5 grand.
Okay.
Now I think they're doing a deal for about 5,000.
Okay.
They have a smaller one. It's a CTY2. This is the RCR, and this is the shorty version. They have a taller one, but
yeah.
the CTY2, I think it was like 3,200. It's it doesn't go as fast and it doesn't go as long as far.
Right.
But it's like this, but basically all this is like down. It's like down that way. So it's kind of like it's a step through design.
Yeah.
But I got this on Black Friday. It was only like an extra 1,500 bucks.
Okay.
From the CTY2, and this has a lot more mods and it has a bigger battery. And yeah.
It's nice, man.
Yeah.
I take it like low speed in like the winter and stuff, even though you're cranking down the speed, it's still not really a good option, right?
For like riding in the winter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, well, super cool, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, let me just... Yeah. Thanks, man.
Hey, you too.
Take it easy.
You too. Nice talking about people, or nice talking to people about you know, bikes and stuff. You know, it really sucks when people are freaking Karens and start bitching, complaining, trying to ruin everyone's fun. It's much better when people are actually more engaging and actually want to learn about stuff. Because, like, you know, like, I'm not doing anything stupid. I'm going, again, all my stuff is, you know, recorded. So on the bike trail, I stick it in 20 miles an hour max, and that's it. Well, I mean, maybe I'll do a little faster if I'm going downhill with no one around, but 20 miles an hour is where I go. So it's like, I'm not doing anything freaking stupid, so I don't know why people would have a problem, but regardless, it's nice talking to people about it. But yeah, that was one of the things that I was worried about getting some of the cheaper e-bikes, is that, like, if something breaks on it, will I be able to get replacement stuff for it? Like, if I get one of the cheap ones from Best Buy that's like $1,500, would I be able to get replacement stuff? Like, let's say the motor blows, or let's say the controller breaks, you know? Or hell, even like the forks or something bends and breaks. Will I be able to get replacements? Like, will I be able to actually get replacement parts for it? Probably not. So, like, there you spend $1,500 on your bike and get into an accident or something, and you bend the forks, you know, fucking a year and a half later, now you're screwed. But at least with like an ONYX or like the more expensive e-bikes like Suran or Super 73 or any of those higher end bikes, you're able to get parts for it, and there's many different mods you can do to them, which makes it much cooler. I personally would not get an ONYX or an expensive e-bike if you live in a sketchy neighborhood where you have a lot of crime and stuff, because that thing's gonna get stolen. It's gonna get stolen. At some point, it's gonna get stolen. So I would get a cheaper e-bike that's like $1,000 or less. There's like a trail over there. Oh boy. But basically, with the housing, like I was saying, I don't think it's going to be a long time before it fixes itself, because with the interest rates keep going up, I swear, freaking housing prices like just do not come down the way they should be. Oh, what is yeah. Housing is gonna go to shit. It's gonna be a while before anything gets back to normal. Basically, with the, like, I barely see any housing prices coming down. Like, yeah, I might get $5,000, $10,000 here and there, but like these are on like $300,000, $400,000 houses. It's like, oh cool, yay! On a $400,000 house, I saved 10 grand. Whoopee fucking do. Like, they ain't do shit, man. And even with the $200,000 houses, knock $1,000 off, knock $2,000 off. It's just like, oh, cool, thanks. Yeah, that really helps me with the freaking over 7% interest rate. You know, yeah, it was like, you know, 3.5%, 4% before, and now it's double that. But yeah, you're knocking that $2,000 off. Really freaking helps. Awesome. No, but like seriously, I don't see it happening in a while. I really don't. I don't see it, things getting back to normal within the next 2 years. The reason being is because I think it was something like 60% of the houses that people live in right now, or something like that, that were bought with a 3.5% interest rate. So 60% of homes have that super low interest rate, to where right now when it's 7.5%, people are not gonna move out. They're not gonna move out unless if they absolutely have to. And even then, they're getting into a market that's completely ridiculous and expensive, to where they are not gonna do it. So like, until houses, like price-wise, drops a ton, and I'm talking about a ton, not just 10 grand off. No, it needs to drop like 50%. Like, it needs to drop 25% in prices. So like that $400,000 house needs to be like a $300,000 to $325,000 house. Like that much. It needs to drop a ton. Because other than that, like, no one's gonna want to freaking move out with their super low 3.5% interest rates. No one's gonna move out. So it's either two things are gonna happen. One, this is gonna be the norm for next 5-10 years, or there's gonna be a huge market crash. Huge market crash. I don't know if it will be as bad as you know, back in 2008, but it's gonna be pretty freaking bad. Or it's gonna be it's kind of a market crash. Yeah, homes, their pricing drops, you know, 10% or whatever, 20%. Because like, honestly, right now, before the pandemic, before when it was actually, you know, freaking normal, you know, relatively normal, I could easily afford a $200,000 house with just my salary. No problem. $200,000 house, no problem. Now, I'd be able to get like a $130,000 house. Yeah, $130,000 house. That's what I'd be able to get. Maybe I can stretch it to 150, but nothing more than that. And let me tell you, there are no freaking houses for $130,000 that don't need either one, a ton of work, and they're super old, or two, they have like no garage. Like, yeah, you can find houses that are $130,000-ish or less, but they, one, do not have a garage at all. Two, they're in a sketchy ass neighborhood that has a lot of crime. Or three, they need a ton of freaking work done to them. So basically, for someone who's making double minimum wage, I would have to basically live in the ghetto. Well, poorer areas. How fucked up is that? Someone who's making double minimum wage will live in a sketchy high crime area because he can't afford anywhere else to live. How fucked up is that? And I have a good job. That's what's also fucked up. I have a good job. A good hard-working job. Like, so like, houses need to drop A ton. Or the interest rates need to go back down. And it's just going to be a huge problem. Interest rates are going to keep going up. Honestly, they might hit freaking like 15-20% before everything cools back down. Because like, it's a huge problem. Also, there's many problems. One huge problem is there's no supply. There's a huge demand for housing and no supply. And that has to do partly with the 3.5% interest rate. No one wants to move the fuck out. Because why the fuck would they move out from their nice cozy 3.5% to 7.5% or whatever percent it is now? Unless if they absolutely had to. Why the fuck would they do that? They wouldn't. And again, that's like 60% of homes. 60%! More than half! So you got that issue. Then you also got elderly people not wanting to move out because of the pandemic. Because of all the problems in nursing homes. You know, there's a bunch of problems in nursing homes with COVID and all that. So they're scared and they're not moving out. It dropped like almost 5% of elderlies are not moving out in the nursing homes or something. Like it was like 3 to 5% of like the average. So like, let's say the average is like, I don't know what the average age is that, you know, they move out, but let's say it's like 70 years old or whatever, 75 years old. 5% less are moving out. So it's just like crazy amount. So that's basically 5% of homes are not being sold. Then you got the 60% that, again, people are not going to be sold. So let's make it 50. Let's say 50% of them not moving out, because there's always going to be some that have to move out or move. So there's 55% right there. And then you just got like people that just don't want to move out in general. So it's like supply is so limited. So it's like, and there's such high demand. So even if the housing, there's a lot more homes for sale, the demand is still going to be up. So like, it's always gonna, there's always gonna be high demand. Like even when there's a lot more supply, or a good amount of supply, there's still gonna be a lot more demand. Because, oh, there's kites. So, because the people that aren't wanting houses now, in the future they're gonna be wanting houses. So like me, I mean, really have like a freaking house now, but again, with the fucking, you know, housing ridiculousness going on. So even right now, if you're 30 years old, you can't afford a house. I work with people who are in their 28, 33 years old, and they just literally can't afford to move out. So in the next couple of years, when they're 33 or whatever, or so, 33 to 35 years old, and they move out of the apartment or whatever, then they're gonna be looking for a house. And by that time, when I'm 28 or whatever, when normal people move the fuck out, I'm gonna be looking for a house too. So they're gonna be looking for a house, and I'm gonna be looking for a house. So instead of them already being out of the house, in a house, not an apartment, and then they'll get older or whatever, and then I will move in. So, you know, it's a nice steady stream. 28, you move out. 28, you move out. Now it's like, yeah, you can't. So now, by the time you're 30, 35 years old, then you move out. And then other people be 28 and they move out at the same time. So then you got basically two like sets of people trying to move in to the housing market. So then that's going to drive up demand. So even if everything was perfectly normal like it was, you're going to have a big group of people in a big age group trying to move the fuck out of their house or out of their apartment or whatever into an actual home. So housing market is gonna, one, crash. It might drop a shit ton, or it might drop a little. Or this problem of housing shortages and this problem of housing markets is just gonna keep getting worse. Keep getting worse. And like, I'm not, and I don't blame the people who don't want to move out at 3.5%. I don't blame them. But it's more than that. It's also the elderly that are just not moving the fuck out. They're just staying where they are. So, and they can't downsize. That's the other thing. They can't downsize. Because if they have a nice big house that's like 2,500 square feet, and they want to downsize to that's 1,000 square feet because everyone's out of the house, they want to retire, move, downsize into a smaller house, why the fuck would they? If they paid off their house and they're trying to get into a market that's 7.5% or whatever, or they sell their house, they would literally be paying the same fucking amount per month for the big house as a small house. So why the fuck would they do that? They'll just stay where they are. So then you have the old people, elderly people not moving the fuck out. They're not moving, downsizing. And then you have the people who are trying to get a bigger house. They can't get a bigger house because the elderly, the older people are not downsizing. So it's like, it's all fucked. The whole like chain of how it works, it's all fucked. And then you got younger generations that are trying to get a fucking house, just any house, in general. So like, and there are no starter homes anymore. There are no starter homes anymore. It's just whatever's built is built. So yeah, you might be able to fucking find a house for $100,000, $150,000. I think that's a good starter home. $100,000, $155,000 right now. Yeah, with about 6 to 7.5% interest rate. But yeah, you got the elderly staying in their bigger homes, and you got the Gen Xers or whatever that are having kids, a lot of kids. They can't move into those bigger homes because the boomers, not boomers, but the elderly are in there. The older generations are in there. So like, what would normally just be a switch, they'll just swap places essentially. Now it's just like, they're just stuck. Nothing's happening. It's just barely moving. Barely anything's happening. And then you have, again, the younger generations trying to get into a smaller home too. So it's just, it's all fucked. It's all sorts of fucked. Oh boy, you know what I've noticed? I gotta freaking change out my battery on my GoPro. It was at 37% before when I turned around. And I gotta have to pee, and I wanna get some water. So I'm gonna pull over some here real quick and do that. Oh, I'll be right back. And you'll be able to listen to me ramble more about bullshit. Getting fucking pelted with mosquitoes. Freaking sucks, they're all over the place. Oh. Whew. Yeah, it's a good 707. It's a good thing I did change that out because it was at 11%. Now, did I really need to change it out? No, but I'd rather do it now than, you know, 10 minutes from now when it really dies. Ugh. So, yep. So yeah, essentially the housing market's fucked, and it's gonna stay fucked. Basically, no matter what happens. Unless if it crashes, then maybe people can actually afford houses again. Ugh. basically, if you don't own a home, you're fucked. You have no equity built up, nothing. You're fucked. Unless it feels like you saved every single freaking penny, or you're living at home or whatever, then, you know, okay. But, God, mosquitoes, man. Freaking deer, man. So, like, hopefully when I'm freaking 30 years old, I'll be hopefully lucky enough to get a house. Hopefully. Hopefully. I already told you what my plan is and what I want to do is get a rundown house, buy it cash, $40,000, $45,000, $50,000 or whatever, and then renovate, do all that kind of stuff. But the way the housing market is now, who knows if that's ever going to freaking happen again. I hope it does, because it's what I want to do. Because there's, I swear, if you buy a house, it's going to have issues with it. Every house is going to have issues with it. Even if it's a brand new fucking house, there's going to be issues with it, and there's going to be problems with it. My parents bought a house. Just today, we had problems with our freaking sink not draining, because what we wanted to switch to where we wash and dry our dishes, essentially. We want to change the garbage disposal over or something. But they never changed the plumbing. So it wasn't draining right. So, like, anytime we get a little buildup in the pipe, it never drains, and we have to literally flush it out. I think it's already happened twice this year. We had to go in there and flush it out. Twice. So, like, there's something that's fucked up. And that's not going to get fixed until you actually get a plumber in there and do it correctly. Also, I had electrical problems that was quite dangerous. Actually, maybe even two. There's also the dryer vents. Or not the dryer vents, the exhaust vents for the bathroom was bad. So I noticed that when I was in the attic. So, like, even a new house is gonna have freaking problems. That's one of the reasons why I want to renovate a house and do all the electrical, plumbing, ventilation, drywall, insulation, everything. HVAC, everything. That way I do it my way. Alright? I'll take my sweet time making sure it is done correctly. The problem with newer houses, especially now, newer houses, they're built to a timeline. So they just care about production. How fast can we get them done? Get them done. Fast. They don't give a shit about the quality. But me, I do, because it's going to be my freaking house. And I want to make sure it's done correctly and done well. Right? I'm gonna spend that extra little bit of money to make sure that it's gonna last, you know? No cheap fittings or whatever. You know, essentially. I'm not building the house out of plastic, you know? I'm not using plastic screws. You know, if you get my point. I'm putting stainless steel in, you know? I'm making sure that thing lasts, and I'll happily spend a little bit extra money for it. And also that way I do it my way. So however I want the house to be, I do it. You know, so if I want X amount of outlets or X type of insulation or whatever drywall or whatever plumbing or whatever, I do it my way. And here's the other thing, if I have an issue later down the road, 10 years from then, and I like realize, oh shit, there's a problem with the plumbing, I have no one to blame but myself for doing it that certain way. No one to blame but myself. And that's big. And I also know what kind of condition it actually is. See, if I buy a house and I pay $1,500 a month for it, I can't take the well, I mean, I could take the drywall off and look at all the freaking electrical and all that kind of crap, but it's like, why would I? That's just gonna be a freaking pain. But like, I wouldn't do that. So like, I wouldn't know anything about what the inside's like. So the inside can have freaking rot going on and I wouldn't even know. But if I renovate a house and I take all the drywall off, I tear it down to like the studs and the bare bones, I see what the house is at the core. And I can make my assessment like, hey, this has good bones, this is going to last. Or I can be like, oh, this needs some work on the inside. And then I can address those problems. I can do it my way. I read something that was kind of funny. It was like, retirement, what people who are retired get in expenses or whatever when you retire, you know, whatever bullshit like that. And like one of them was like, you know, of course, housing. It was like, oh, you still gotta pay for a mortgage. And I'm like, what? If you, oh, yeah, sure, if you freaking moved, I guess. But it's like, people who are retired are either one, going into a home. Well, actually, no, that's just retirement. That's not even getting to that point where you actually have to go in a home. If you retire at 60 years old, you can still do shit. But typically, if you're 60 years old or whatever, you retire, or 65, you're not paying for a freaking house anymore. You're just paying for the taxes or whatever, you know? It's like a few $100 a month or whatever. That's it, and insurance and all that shit. But basically, you're not spending any more than $500 a month. They were saying, oh yeah, housing, you know, people who are retired are paying like $2,300 a month and stuff for their house. I'm like, what? The hell are you talking about? Or $2,500, whatever it was. I was just like, what the hell are you talking about? If you're retired, you're most likely gonna have your house paid off. Like, you gotta think, if you're 60 years old and you retire at 60, even if you get the 30-year mortgage plan and you get a house at 30, it's gonna be paid off, or very, very close to being paid off. So like, sure, yeah, hidden expenses, my ass. Another one was car payments. It's like, here we go with fucking car payments. Like, dude, if you have a car payment, you're typically not gonna have a car payment more than like 4 years. So like, oh, you're retired. Oh, you're retired. Oh my God, even if you buy a car at retirement age, you're gonna pay that car off in 4 years, and then you're gonna have that car for the next 10, 15 years. If you're smart about it, So like, it's just like, it's just stupid. Another one was medication. It's like, if you're retired and you're 60, I hope when you retire, you actually have money into retirement. And hopefully you have like health insurance and all that crap, obviously. If you don't have health insurance, what the hell are you doing when you retire? Like, that's when your health is going to decline. And medication too, it's also, if you're 6 years old, I don't think you're really on much medication. If you are, it's not going to be expensive. I mean, technically, there's people who are 10 years old that are on medication, but besides the point, it's not going to be that expensive. They were saying like, oh, it's going to be like $1,000 a month for medication. Like basically, they broke everything down and they said between medication, the housing, car, food, and all that stuff, they were saying it was like 65, 7 grand a month. I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't even have that shit now. You're telling me it's gonna get more expensive when you freaking get older? I don't know, man. I mean, sure, in medication and all that, but in terms of like housing and car payments, I don't think so. Good. But yeah, it was just one of those stupid articles. There was just like, I swear a boomer freaking made it. It's just like one of those is like, yeah, typical boomer. Like, oh, damn millennials, you really think you have it bad? Look at me when I'm retiring. Now look at all these expenses I have. Uh-huh, yeah. House is paid off, car's paid off. Oh my God, it's such a nightmare. Oh, you know, it's just like, come on, freaking entitled boomers. I swear, boomers are the most entitled fucks there are. I swear, man, them boomers. Most entitled fucks there are. Most entitled generation. They fucking take everything and give nothing. Seriously. Because it's getting dark and I do not want to be caught in the dark. And I do want to get home off the bike trail because, yeah, it is fucking almost 7:30 now. Yeah, I hear it so many freaking times from mostly my girlfriend's side of the family because they're all interesting. Very interesting, very racist and homophobic and basically all things you don't want to be. Let's just go with that. And this one lady, I don't know who the hell she was. She just kept going off about how millennials and Gen Zers are so entitled and lazy, never want to work or do anything, and you know, how they had it so hard growing up. It's like, lady, first of all, employment is at like almost an all-time low right now, okay? So the people who aren't employed are, you know, the children and the old fucks like you. So like, I don't know where you're getting this shit that like we're all lazy and don't want to work when we're all basically working. Like unemployment's like at an all-time low, or it's just very low in general. And that's also the other issue with housing. Because unemployment is so low, there's no, well, I don't want to say there's no homeless people, but there's a lot less homeless people. Or people are living in apartments. Or actually, there's more people living in apartments now. So that's the other reason why people are trying to move the hell out, because they don't want to deal with apartments, because they fucking suck. They want to get a house. So yeah, I don't know what that lady was going off about, and and complaining that you had it so hard growing up. Bitch, please. The fuck did you have growing up that was so difficult? Hey, our houses were at 18%. Oh, boo fucking who? Yeah, your rates were so high, but yet your income to house ratio was like, you know, you could pay it off in 2 years with the salary you had. So like, yeah, you might be making $18,000 a year, but your house is, you know, fucking $25,000 or $30,000. So like, you could essentially pay your house off in 2 years of income. Now, with my income, if I were to buy a house that, you know, isn't complete garbage, you know, like again, $100,000 house, if I were to get a $200,000 house that's reasonably, you know, nice, it'd be fucking, I don't know, 5 years before I could pay it off. 5-10 years. So it's like a load of shit. They're basically, boomers were essentially a small, they were a small group of people in a big world. They had all the land in the world. They had all that land. And now, guess who has all the freaking land? The rich and the boomers. Well, not just boomers, but also the elderly. So it's like, and then they have the audacity to complain that we're too lazy, we never work. It's like, work for what? Honestly, work for fucking what? The housing market, COVID happening, inflation, like, that's why when COVID happened, suicide rates skyrocketed, particularly in the younger generation and the healthcare workers and all that. Basically, all the people who actually had to work. And the younger generation, their suicide rates skyrocket. Didn't really see anything happen with the elderly or the older generations that, you know, retired. You know, 'cause what do they have to fucking worry about, you know? They're retired. They could just sit at home and do absolutely nothing and have their poor grandson bring all their food for them and have to go out and suffer. Oh, it's too scared, Sonny. Go out, get us some food because we don't want to die already, even though we're 90 years old. So then, you know, you got the freaking younger generation. Oh, Jesus. I freaking floored. I didn't realize I was in eco. I thought I was in normal mode. So I just fucking wanted to take off. I was like, oh, Jesus. But yeah, then the younger generations had to get fucked over. And then all the problems again in the freaking nursing homes and all that shit. It's just, yeah. I'm gonna have to fucking pee again, man. Maybe when I get home. 7:30. Alright, I'm gonna get on moving now. Alright, no more complaining about shit. This is happy time, man. Happy time. I'm a little crazy and I talk a lot. But it's okay. Because I'm trying to keep it interesting. Because I know before I'd always fucking just ride around and not talk. So I'll try to keep it interesting. Woo! Let's get a job, man! Oh shit! Fucking plugs! Ugh. Where's the job? Jump over the fucking highway! Woo! Woo! Oh yeah! So much fucking fun! Fuck you! Oh shit! There's a car there. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm fucking tearing up. Oh, that fucking wind. I'm just tearing right the fuck up. What the fuck is that? It's my fucking hair. Whoa. Slow the fuck down, man. Slow the fuck down. What are we doing here, man? What are we doing? Maybe I should go see. That lady's like video recording, so that's why I feel like something's actually happening. What was going on? Was something happening? Oh, okay. I saw you recording. I thought it was an accident or something. Okay. I don't think they speak English. Okay. Oh well, whatever. I don't know what was happening. Oh well, it is what it is. I don't think there was an accident because it happened quickly and everyone turned around. And I didn't see any damage or parts on the road, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't fucking know. They did not speak any English, and yeah, they're just waving and smiling. Like, alright, I don't have an issue with that. I don't give two shits, but it's just like, alright. Well, they could have just said at least, don't speak English. Or something, I don't know. Whatever. I got the gist. I know. I got the idea. You don't speak English, or just don't want to talk to me. I don't know. Oh well, regardless, is what it is. Yeah, I was only curious because the lady was like recording and had her phone out recording the two cars over there. So like that's why I didn't know if something happened or was something gonna happen. Like I don't know if someone had, you know, gonna start a fight or you know what. That's the only reason why I was, you know, curious and wanted to turn around. They just kept walking and like nothing happened. I would give two fucks, but they just like started watching them and it was just kind of weird. I don't know, man. Kind of weird. I gotta pedal. Oh shit! I gotta pee. Do it at home, man. 7:30. Go. Oh. Shit. Oh, I'm trying to think of what I want to name this title of this video. I want to make it interesting. I don't know, me going crazy, how about that? Me talking about housing, I don't know. Trying to think of what will blow up, you know? Obviously ONYX RCR and, you know, shit like that, or a cop, or, you know, Karen. I don't know, they all do housing and, guy asking me questions. How about that? Maybe, I don't know, we'll freaking see. We will see. I'll just name it like my other fucking videos, like, oh, the water trail again. Try to make it interesting. Oh well, whatever. It is what it fucking is. Ooh, Tesla. Oh my god! Not my ass! I really gotta get a fucking bell. I really do. Because I don't want to use my horn because it is so fucking loud. Especially with the dog there and shit. I mean, people have... I've literally honked my horn, even just a tap, little boop. And people just go, oh shit, and get startled and stuff. Even though I'm not even like near them. So it's like, it's loud. It's aiming in their direction. So I really want to just get a little bing bing, little, you know, bell. Or a horn or something, you know. Because I don't want to have to fucking say, hey, on your left, you know, every 5 fucking seconds, you know. Again, normally I'd play music, but ever since I started doing the YouTube shit and recording everything. I don't want to get fucking copyrighted. Not that I make money anyways, but again, they'll still fucking flag it, and they might even take the video down. I think that's what happens. I think they have an option. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works, but I thought they had an option to actually just like take your video down if they want to. So it's like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. I'm not risking that. Faster than 20 because there's no one on the trail right now. Obviously, when I start getting people, I'm gonna, you know, slow the fuck down. There's no one on the trail. It's also a little late. Again, it's after 7:30, so it's like, yeah. I never realized how far I actually am from my house. Like, I like looked, right? Like, I know exactly where I am, and I never knew that this was where it actually was. The dump is like, there's like a dump that way, not too far. And I never realized this part of the trail was actually that close to the damn dump. I find that crazy. I thought that it was still ways away from it, but it's actually pretty close. That way, that's where the glass is. I am not gonna fucking go that way because I'm not risking getting a fucking tire, flat tire. Fuck that. I've already had to change out a flat tire from fucking glass, and it was not fun. Not fun at all. Hey, anyone want free shit? Nothing that I want. God, I got a fucking itch, man. Fucking sucks. I don't know if it's a freaking mosquito bite or what. go down here. I've never been down here before. Man, I got a few fucking itches on like the back of my head. I almost feel like they're mosquito bites because like they're actual itches. You know? Either grill and smoke. Smoke the grill. I have to pee. I'm gonna head over here and just pee real quick. Oh, looks like a cut path through there. Don't fall. Ugh. Let's go. Let's see, can I do a burnout? Woo, yeah I can. Haha. I mean, it's on grass, so not like it's super hard to do. I was able to do it on gravel before. Not so much on pavement. I think I need a little bit more voltage or torque. I think it's a little low for that. And I don't feel like it. people. By those fucking people. Settle by those people. But of course, the fucking light had to change. Why the fuck wouldn't it, you know? Trying to do something cool, man. My God. Go to the skate park. Show them how to fucking do it, you know? Yeah. Oh boy. Hope there's no nails. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Whoa, yeah. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that shit. Let me go grinding real quick. I'm joking. I can't do that. Not on this fucking thing. Oh, Lordy. Oh, my ass. Oh, boy. Hop up real quick. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. I'm a pro skater, man. Tony Stark or whatever. Jesus. Pro bicycle guy. Oh God. I should start getting back. It's already almost 8 o'clock. I definitely need to get back. Ooh, pool is still blue. Lady was fucking staring. What are you looking at? Bitch! Get a flat?
No.
I was gonna say I got a pump.
No, thank you. It's my son's bike. Yeah, his birthday was today. It's his
Oh.
birthday, so it's his helmet. I can't. I'm trying to strap it down.
All right.
Thank you, Joe.
Yep. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Oh, I gotta dig at McDonald's, man. I don't have a bag though. Something smells good. Someone's grilling. And I smell burgers. And I want it. I want them burgers. I want them burgers. I don't know. I don't really also want McDonald's because I don't want to try to save some fucking money, but I'll go home. I'll make some chili. Yeah, make some damn chili. really need a street sweeper come through here every like at least once a month, just because of all the glass. Like there's glass and other shit. Maybe that's where he parks to go on the trail. I don't know. Hold on. Gotta look out for glass, man. I think there is a little bit. Get McDonald's, but the biggest issue is like I don't know where to put it. I don't have my backpack with me. Normally if I get food I put it in my backpack and ship it. Like I don't have my backpack, you know, and I don't feel like freaking, if I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna go home and I'm not gonna go out again, you know. So maybe you know what I gotta do? I gotta get one of those cheap string bags, so then I could leave it on this bike, and then like if I actually want to go out and get the freaking food or whatever, I can just take that out and throw it in that bag. Alrighty. I'm gonna stop it here. See you in the next video.